Number one rule of YouTube, never attack the audience. It's like the digital version of don't drink and discuss religion or politics. Well, considering I violate that one on a semi-daily basis, I'm not exactly bothered buggering up anything else. This is coming off the heels of the French IGN article, and let me just say this straight from the get-go because this is something that I've noticed now. Well, first off, most people on the Twitter post didn't even read the frickin' article, and I could easily tell that because a sizable chunk waffle on about the author not knowing the body is from a real woman, yet he mentions the model by name in the bloody article. Whenever I make any video that has upper tier points, a perspective that requires a bit of nuance, a bit of intellectual finesse, no one in the comment section so much as even acknowledges it, ever. Is typical mob mentality, go for the lowest hanging fruit. Pattern recognition, I notice everything. And when it came to the perspective of the relationship of the journalist and the regime with regards to his profession and political interference, no one in the comment section said a damn word. Which propels me to ask all of you a question, perhaps indulge me in a hypothetical with regards to this situation. Do you believe the entire gaming journalism sphere to be totally infected with activists, or only a portion, regardless of how heavy the concentration? Enthrall me with the proposal for moving forward in either hypothetical, why don't you? If you believe only some of it to be, what do you expect those who still remain somewhat independently minded to do exactly? Not adhere to regime-enforced obligatory ideological nonsense and just leave the profession on a point of adhering to your principles, is it? That's utterly unrealistic. Are you going to finance their independent moves? No, you aren't. Get frickin' real. And what should happen to the profession should this have already taken place? It becomes an ideological dome of idiots, children of the bubble, a boring hive mind. Would you stop paying attention to it then, will you? And if you do believe they're all activists and that scenario has already been brought to fruition, why the hell do you bother engaging with any of their propagandistic slop when you know what they're going to say anyway? What would be the bloody point? Are you surprised the scripted plebs who churn out propaganda for the regime are defending those who are paid by the state to infect the place with propaganda for the regime? Think about this logically. Do any of you read gaming journalism for anything to do with gaming whatsoever? Is there anything useful coming from these wankers at all? Because if you know all of this and you do it anyway, I got news for you. You are just addicted to bitching. How does this benefit your life in any way whatsoever? I want you to seriously think about that for a moment. Think of the energy you waste getting upset over this bullshit and ask yourself, honestly, can my energy be spent more productively elsewhere? 100%. This is the same reason I stopped reading and watching the news, because I can see it's the exact same pointless cycle of idiotic morons probing you into engaging with the negative gimmick rage-baiting reactions that ultimately produces no positive results whatsoever. I mean, look at Stellar Blade, for example. All of the positive comments and verbally flipping off the journalists in the grand scheme of things mean bugger all, because there's nothing tangible and lasting in that energy. It's very ephemeral. Realistically, the only tangible thing you as the consumer can do is actually buy the game and make sure it makes bank. That is the only way you, the consumer, can actually amplify the power of the studio to give everything that opposes it a giant middle finger. Everything else in between is just some form of theatrical bloodsport designed to fuel this us versus their mentality, no more, no less. When I read the article, I just glazed over and thought, oh look, Bollock opinion about EU. It's not like I haven't seen this before. Who the hell cares? What's the gameplay like? Stellar. Excellent even. Well, there we go. Glowing praise for how the game actually plays. Let's be honest. You want to know about the gameplay? You go and watch it on YouTube. Who the hell bothers listening to some twat activist anyway? Take the Frenchman from IGN, for example. Look at that situation in the abstract. People are upset about some poxy writer you don't even know writing in French, a language you don't even speak or read, on IGN, a website none of you friggin' care about anyway. Which again begs the question, why the hell did you bother looking at this episode anyway? What positivity does this attribute to your life? What psychological need does engaging with this actually fulfill? How is any of this a productive use of your energy? What is it worth to you in the grand scheme of things?
And it's worth fuck all.
Precisely. Go outside and touch grass. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.